Good evening. It's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. Well, Captain Amrinder Singh's interview to NDTV is making headlines. In an NDTV exclusive, Amrinder Singh says he will not join the BJP, but he is quitting the Congress. Does that mean he'll form his own party, possibly backed by the BJP? Watch this space. He also meets the National Security Advisor Doval today. Meanwhile, the ex-Chief Minister also says that Sidhu does a drama like in the Kapil Sharma show. And the new Punjab Chief Minister and Sidhu meet in Chandigarh today. Sources say that Sidhu will stay the state Congress chief, but not clear what's been decided of his demands. Meanwhile, over Sybil House protest, G23 versus Gandhi loyalists take each other on Twitter. 100 Chinese troops crossed into Uttarakhand in August this year. They apparently stayed there for 3 hours and then went back. More details breaking on the news tonight. Voting over in a key by-election for Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The results on Sunday will decide if she stays Chief Minister. The TMC is aiming for a record win. Voter turnout at just over 50%. The BJP alleges rigging. Back to school from Monday. Mumbai gets ready. New rules announced for schools reopening. Maharashtra schools to open from Monday. In fact, it's one of the last states to reopen schools, and that happens after 1.5 years. Well, fuel prices are hiked again today. Meanwhile, in some good news, small savings interest rates stay unchanged. Well, our lead story tonight is a big NDTV exclusive. Neeta Sharma spoke to ex-Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh after he met with Home Minister Amit Shah yesterday and the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval today. The ex-Chief Minister told Neeta that he will not be joining the BJP, but he also said he is leaving the Congress because of the way he has been treated. In fact, just today, he removed the word Congress from his Twitter bio, and now it only says Army veteran and former Chief Minister of Punjab. As we said, the former Chief Minister also met the National Security Advisor. Today, the visuals just there of his cavalcade going there today, his convoy going. It's not clear yet what was discussed, but as he's been saying yesterday with the Home Minister as well, and in public statements, he's worried about Pakistan's involvement in the current political turbulence in Punjab. But let's just listen to that big interview, the key excerpts which he gave Neeta Sharma today.
कल ये भी एक चर्चा में थी बात कि आप बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, मैसेज रात भर फ्लोट कर रहे थे, तो आर यू स्टिल अ कांग्रेसमैन?
I'm so far, but I will not remain in the Congress for long. I have already made my position very clear that I will not be treated in this manner. I have been in this Congress for 50 and the party in politics for 52 years, and I had told everyone knows that I have my own beliefs, I have my own principles, and the way I have been treated. देखिए 10:30 बजे मुझे सीपी रिंग करते हैं कि आप रिजाइन कर दो. मैंने एक बार उनको नहीं पूछा क्यों. मैंने कहा आई विल डू इट जस्ट नाउ. 4 बजे मैं गवर्नर को दे के आया हूँ. टेलीफोन गए फ्रॉम दोज ऑब्जर्वर्स जो 3 भेजे थे यहाँ से सबको कि पीसीसी में इकट्ठे हो. सीएम के घर में किसी ने नहीं जाना. अगर मेरे को आपने 50 साल के बाद मुझे डाउट करते हो, मेरी क्रेडिबिलिटी इज एट स्टेक, देन देयर इज नथिंग लेफ्ट. अगर आप मेरी ट्रस्ट नहीं रही तो मुझे रहने का क्या मतलब है.
आज की डेट में इलेक्शन जैसे कुछ महीनों में है, हाउ स्ट्रॉन्ग इज कांग्रेस देयर
इन पंजाब?
यस सर.
देखिए, द लास्ट सर्वे व्हिच वी गॉट डन, Aam Aadmi was going up, Congress was going down. Let me tell you, 31st May को we did one survey and 31st July की 2 महीने की सर्वे की. In the meantime, जून में सिद्धू लग गया था. 20% drop in Punjab's Congress की popularity. What does it mean? People have not expected, do not have any confidence in Sidhu. Now you see, Sidhu is what sort of a man? Sidhu is a man who can draw crowds. वो ड्रामा करता है जो कपिल शर्मा के शो में करता है, उसी किस्म के. तो लोग हंसते हैं, आते हैं. हम जब इलेक्शन कभी होती हैं, कभी एक्टर्स को बुलाते हैं, एक्टर्स के लिए बुला देते हैं. क्यों बुलाते हैं हम? ताकि क्राउड्स गैदर हों. इसलिए नहीं कि इनको सुनकर लोग उनकी बातों पे कोई वोट डालेगा. वोट इज नॉट, दे आर अ क्राउड गैदरर्स एंड सेम इज विद सिद्धू. इसको तो कोई, ही इज नॉट, he is a childish man, he is not a serious man, and Congress and PCC job is a very serious job.
जो न्यू सीएम बने हैं उनके लिए कोई एडवाइस आपको अभी तक जैसे उन्होंने काम किया है, हाउ इज ही बीन डूइंग?
No, I have no object with Channi. Channi has been my minister. मैंने पहले भी कहा है, he is a intelligent man. He's done his doctorate. He's well educated, and was a good minister of technical education and also of culture and such affairs. And he's done a good job. So I'm sure he'll know how to run it, provided this fellow Sidhu allows him to run it. I mean, look, there are two aspects. एक तो है PCC जो रखती है अपनी गवर्नमेंट चलाती है, अपने पार्टी चलाती है, एंड एक है गवर्नमेंट, चीफ मिनिस्टर वो रन्स हिज गवर्नमेंट. सिद्धू वांट्स टू डोमिनेट चन्नी, एंड तभी इसको नाराज गया कि मेरे कहे पे इसको लगाया नहीं, उसको लगाया नहीं. 2 बार मैं चीफ मिनिस्टर बना हूँ, मुझे तो उन्होंने खुली छूट दे दी, जिसको बनाना मिनिस्टर बनाओ, जिसको पोर्टफोलियो देने दो. ये तो द होल प्रोसेस इज रिवर्स नाउ.
आपने अभी एक बात आपने अभी बोली कि अभी न्यू फोर्सेस आ रही हैं, तो कुछ ऐसी भी चर्चा है कि आप अपनी नई पार्टी बनाएंगे या कुछ इस तरह से? जो होगा वो आपको पता लग जाएगा जब. बट बीजेपी यू आर नॉट ज्वाइनिंग?
No, I'm not joining BJP.
So you're not a congressman, you're not a BJP guy as of now. Today
I haven't resigned from the Congress yet, but I will resign. I will resign. I am not one of those who takes a decision, like on the split second. One has to think of various pros and cons and various things. But I can tell you that I am not going to stay with the Congress.
And BJP last?
No, I'm not staying with the BJP. I'm not going with the BJP.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the best for your future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Amrinder Singh there, that explosive interview, ruling out going with the BJP, but not clear yet whether he may form his own party. He said he doesn't take decisions in a split second. So he described what's happening with Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu as what happens at the Kapil Sharma show. But today, the new Punjab Chief Minister met with Navjot Singh Sidhu. The meeting lasted for around an hour. Now, sources are saying that Sidhu will stay the Punjab Congress chief. That's what his key advisor also said. But what's not clear is how has the issue finally been resolved. We'll wait for more details on that. A Congress statement expected soon. Here's what a Sidhu aide said.
सिद्धू साहब भी मान चुके हैं घर में एक से कोई हो नहीं, जिला शिल्पा का बड़ा मोटा बिल्कुल क्लियर हो चुका है, अभी आप क्लियर हो चुका है.
But meanwhile, what's happening in Punjab, as we said, having its ripples across the Congress party as well. And yesterday we saw G23 leader Kapil Sibal speak out. And after that, protests outside his house by Youth Congress workers. But Rishka, that's really now blown up again into a full rift within the Congress party.
Well, absolutely, Sonia. There's a full-blown war within the Congress party that's being fought on the streets, as you can see in those pictures, as well as online. Now, there is a certain section of the Congress that is questioning the leadership and another section that is actually defending it at the moment. P. Chidambaram, the ex-finance minister, was the latest to put out a tweet saying that he's helpless at the fact that a meaningful conversation cannot be had within party forums. He says that he's hurt with the pictures of Congress workers raising slogans outside the residence of a colleague and an MP. Shashi Tharoor, Anand Sharma, Manish Tiwari, Vivek Tankha have all come out and condemned the attack on Kapil Sibal's house. The G23, of course, rallying together once again, calling on the Congress president to take action against those who've indulged in such hooliganism. These are the words that they've used. These are their words, not mine. Shashi Tharoor said, as a democratic party, we need to listen to what Sibal has to say. Disagree if you must, but not in this way. Our priority is to strengthen ourselves to take on the BJP. Manish Tiwari also said that they damaged the car, they stood on top, the car caved in, they threw tomatoes outside and inside his house. He said, if this is not hooliganism, what is it? Well, now there is a section that has defended the Congress leadership after Kapil Sibal's explosive press conference last evening, insinuating opportunism by the G23. Ajay Markan said that he wants to tell Sibal and others that they should not denigrate or degrade the organization that gave them an identity. The Chhattisgarh Chief Minister, who reportedly has dissent brewing in his own backyard, and his rival in the state, TS Deo, both tweeted in support of the Gandhi leadership, as did Srinivas BV, allegedly believed to be behind yesterday's protest. Once again, all saying that this leadership, this G23, has got everything that they have today by the Congress party. So what right do they have to question the party today when it needs the support? So this is how the battle lines are drawn out, battle playing out, Congress versus Congress on the streets, as you can see, and of course on Twitter.
Right, Rishika, thanks so much for that update. But here really is what the key headline is, because let's leave aside politics and internal party politics, but this is about news coming in of the latest Chinese incursion. Vishnu has more details. Vishnu.
Well, the latest incursion by Chinese forces in the Barahoti region of Uttarakhand is yet another reminder that the line of actual control between India and China remains quite volatile. So let's roll these graphics to give our viewers an idea of where it's all happening. So this is the state of Uttarakhand. It is in this area, in the Barahoti area, that this incursion actually took place. So let's go full frame to these. Chinese soldiers entered 5 kilometers in the Barahoti area. The little flashing area is the exact spot where they entered. The next area actually identifies where exactly it took place. The Tunjunla Pass to the north is from where they entered. The Barahoti area is encircled over there on your screen. They came about 5 kilometers inside. Army sources say that they didn't destroy any infrastructure, that they were there for just a few hours, after which they left in an area where there is a contested boundary. Indian and Chinese patrols actually go back and forth in that area. But let's finally take a look at all of the areas, and they're all marked there on your screen, right from Debsang to the north in Ladakh to a Chinese village in Arunachal Pradesh to the east. All across the 3,000 kilometer plus frontier between India and China are areas where there are incursions.
But Vishnu, so how exactly is India seeing this? Do they look at it as just a issue over a disputed line of actual control, or do they see something more in this?
Well, India sees all of this as being sinister, but this is a particular area where there is a contested line. China believes their line is further in what we consider India, and vice versa. Patrols take place in both areas. What is important to remember here is that there's no Chinese construction, so it's not a land grab. So like in many times in the past, Indian soldiers patrol, Chinese soldiers patrol. What's different this time is they came 5 kilometers inside with 100 soldiers.
Right, Vishnu. So really with the Chinese, I think every move has to be taken very seriously. So I'm sure India is watching that very closely, worrying that this has happened again after there was some attempt to resolve the whole dispute, as you said, in Ladakh, and now this happening again. Thanks very much. Other news for Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. It was a day of reckoning today as she faced voters in a crucial by-election. Results will be out on Sunday. TMC is aiming for a record win to say that this is not just about this constituency, but also about a message to India. Voting, however, is much less than it was 5 months ago, at just over 53%.
In under 5 minutes, Mamata Banerjee came to her polling booth, voted and left. If there was a V for victory sign, it was fleeting. Her stakes are high. She needs to win to remain Chief Minister uninterrupted. A low 21% turnout in the morning shot past 50% by 4 p.m., boosting TMC confidence of a hat-trick with a record margin.
যে কোনো আইডি প্রডিউস করতে বলুন, একটাও আইডি নেই।
কিছু বলবেন আপনি? কিভাবে সিস্টেম আপনার সামনে অভিযোগ করছেন কি আপনি ফলস ভোটার ভোট দিতে এসেছিলেন?
কোন ফলস ভোটার নামের ভোটার আছে?
BJP challenger Priyanka Tidrawal, also hoping the turnout will go her way, locked horns with an alleged fake TMC voter on her rounds of the polling booths and with TMC leader Madan Mitra.
बोला कि मुझे बोला जाकर के वोट दे दो 500 रुपया लो। कौन सी पार्टी से वो आया था? TMC ने 500 रुपया दिया कि जाओ वोट करके आओ।
Perhaps she loves me. Okay, I also thank her because she is every time taking my name. Oh, lovely. More you take, more I will be lovely.
Complaints flew to the Election Commission of booth rigging despite 2,500 Central Force Jawans and an equal number of Kolkata police personnel deployed to keep the peace. Some voters were miffed that they had to vote twice in 5 months. Others happy to vote in Bengal's chief minister, and they said, who knows what next.
না আমি এটার বিপক্ষে
কেন?
কেন আমাদের এটা শুধুমাত্র 4 মাসের জন্য এখন বলতে গেলে অনেক কিছু আমি মোটামুটি বিপক্ষে এখানে আর কোনো দরকার ছিল না নির্বাচনের
यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छा सब काम की है तो हम ये सोच रहे हैं कि वो भारत में राज करें.
This is the second time that Mamata Banerjee is contesting a bypoll from Bhawanipur for the Chief Minister's chair. But the Trinamool this time is certainly hoping that Bhawanipur will now catapult her to the corridors of power in New Delhi. All eyes now on Sunday, counting and results. With Amrit Tripathi and G.D. Shankar, Morandeepa Banerjee, NDTV.
Well, the latest news on COVID, we are at just over 23,520 cases. That's 24% higher than yesterday. But let's just look at what the good news has been. September has been a month with cases low and vaccinations high. So if you look at September cases under 10 lakhs for the first time since March, that's when the deadly second wave hit states around India. So look at that graph. We're seeing it's falling from about 10.5, April 6.6, and then August and September, again, cases below 10 lakhs for the first time since March. May, of course, we saw the worst cases. And the vaccinations have also been the highest since May, this September. So from about 19.69 lakhs. In August, we were at 59.19 lakhs. And in September, we had crossed over 79 lakhs in daily vaccination rates. So we can see it's a great combination of cases coming down and vaccinations going up. And it's this combination with which schools in Mumbai and Maharashtra will open on Monday for the first time since March last year. Educationists, parents, teachers have all been saying that schools must open. Maharashtra, of course, being extremely cautious because of fears of a third wave. But now it's opening up gradually once again from the 4th of October. Schools in Mumbai and the rest of Maharashtra. New rules have been announced on sanitization, the size of classes and how many students can be in. But much excitement as those schools get ready to open again from Monday. Well, some other news, small savings interest rates remain unchanged for the latest quarters. The current rates on schemes like the PPF and NSE will continue. That's for the October-December quarter, and this is no rate revision for the 6th quarter in a row. Remember the political controversy when the government had decided to cut it last time just before the Bengal elections. Since then, they've been kept unchanged. And the Sensex Nifty is down for the 3rd day in a row because of volatility owing to monthly expiry of September futures and option contracts. The Sensex down by as much as 394 points, ending finally 287 points lower. The Nifty 50 index declining 93 points to close at 17,618. Meanwhile, the bad news is that diesel and petrol are at record highs once again. Rates have been hiked again. In 5 price increases since the last week, diesel rates have gone up by 1 rupee 25 paise per litre. That negates all of the price reductions between July and September. The petrol prices also increased by 50 paise per litre in 2 installments this week. Well, so it's nice to see corporations around the country trying to go electric. Here's Bangalore's first electric bus, as the Bangalore Transport Corporation is getting ready to unveil a fleet of electric buses. Here's a trial model there unveiled by the Transport Minister. So that's a great new way, really, our cities are going. If we can go electric, cutting pollution and prices. The Dancer of the Day award goes to the Law Minister Kiren Rijiju. Here he is dancing with residents of a village in Arunachal Pradesh.